Buju relatives, Shangwewe Kamigukoin Indigenous, welcome to Wellness Friday. Here's some smudge for you. Buju relatives, Shangwewe Kamigukoin Indigenous. I'm Jamie Kellicutt with Her Wellness Institute. I'm the Community Engagement and Indigenous Affairs Director. I'm so glad that you're here with us. It's Friday, it's Wellness Friday. You're here with myself and with Xavier, one of our CARES counselors, who's moderating today. Buju, Xavier, Miigwech for being here. We're so glad that you all have joined us. How are you feeling today? We are wrapping up the week and we are getting started for our weekend. And today, Wellness Friday, it's all about recovery and reflection. A lot of reflection. Buju Marlene, Buju Marissa, so glad that you both are here with us. Miigwech, sending you both lots of love, lots of good energy. So the way that we always start is with a smudge. We've got that going right now. And we also start with a meditation from a book that I read. And today's is really good. It's a really good one. All right, you guys ready? I'm going to turn my screen around so that you guys can see it, okay? So today is June 12th, and here's the book that I read out of. Meditations with Native American Elders, The Four Seasons by Don Koyas. And today we are going to June 12th. I had a moment to take a look at it before we started, and it's really good. Here we go. The faces of our future generations are looking up to us from the earth, and we step with great care not to disturb our grandchildren. That's a quote from the Traditional Circle of Elders. And it continues to read, "The leaves, when they are finished with their life on the trees, will turn to the earth. The leaves that return to the earth are the future trees. So inside the Mother Earth are the future forests. The human, when finished with its life on the earth, will return to the earth. So in the earth are our future grandchildren. Knowing this, we should be respectful of the place where our future generations live. Only take from the earth what you need. Every time you pick a plant or medicine, leave an offering and leave a prayer. Be respectful and walk in a sacred way. Great Spirit, let me say that again. Great Spirit, teach me to respect the place of future generations." Yeah, future generations. How does that sit with you today? The faces of our future generations are looking up to us from the earth, and we step with great care not to disturb our grandchildren. I think that's pretty amazing. Hello, Buju Sharon. Welcome and thank you for joining us, Miigwech. We are talking right now about the meditation that I just read. talks about how our future generations are right in Mother Earth. That's where they start. I'd love it if we would just sit with that for a few moments and really think about what that means to us. What does that mean to you? If you feel like it, leave a comment. This is a safe space. We're learning from each other. We're walking this journey together. You know what I think about is all of the generations that came before us, and all of those prayers, and all those ceremonies, and all those feasts that they had together, and all that good energy. Buju Gwen, welcome. Thank you for joining us. All that good medicine that they put into their prayers. They were thinking about us. They were praying for us. So what does that mean? What does that mean for us right now? Well, what I'm thinking about right now is how all those prayers that I'm putting into my asema, my tobacco, all the good medicine that I put out, that's for our future generations. What we're doing right now, what we're healing right now, is for them. It's all good stuff. I want to tell you a little bit about what is going on in Milwaukee right now, and it's very exciting. Milwaukee has a unity fire happening on the Wegma campus in Milwaukee, 3136 West Kilbourne. And that fire is going to be going for 4 days. Unity fire. We're offering prayers and good medicine our way, the way that we know how to. There's a lot going on right now. We have the pandemic. Buju, honey, I see you. We have the pandemic. And we have to keep our relatives safe. We also have a lot of social injustice that has been happening for hundreds of years. And all of our communities are really rising up, waking up, recognizing we're all coming together. It's beautiful. It's truly beautiful to watch. So our good friend Mark Denning, he's down there. Mark and Siobhan, they got on it, had this idea, put it together, got other community members together, community partners, organizations together, and they're there. They started this morning at sunrise. And it's beautiful. It's a place for us to go to offer our prayers and our good medicine in whatever way that is. Whatever way we pray, we can do that. We're doing it in a good way where we're able to still be able to have social distancing and be respectful of each other, because we know that in our Native community, we're very intergenerational households. We have a lot of elders who our relatives are taking care of. We have a lot of young ones. We want to be safe. We want to be safe for everybody. So you can go to that fire and offer your prayers and good medicine. You don't have to go to the fire. You could lay your tobacco or your prayer ties outside of the gate, and the fire keepers will come and get them. But just know that it's there for you. It's for the communities, for all of us. All of us. I visited it before, I guess that was about 4:30 today. I had a chance to go visit. My husband and my sons were there helping with the fire, learning good teachings about the fire, good medicine. And all those prayers for our future generations. And I want to say that today, right now, I am praying for all of you. I hope that you're having a good day. And if you're not, that's okay too. There's a lot of resources that are out there, and Her Wellness Institute is one of them. We offer free mental health and wellness services to Indigenous populations, underserved populations, and victims of crime, especially those who have experienced sexual assault, domestic violence, and human trafficking. And I really want to tell you about our CARES Warm Line, as that is a really special resource that is available to all of you. You can call or text Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., and one of our CARES counselors will get back to you within 24 hours. And that number is 414-748-2592. I even have a sheet here. Let's see if I can pull it out and show you guys without dropping a bunch of other things. It's always a little song and dance I'm doing out here in the woods. It's like, be very careful with the books. You don't want to drop anything. All right, let me turn my screen around. (414-748-2592). I like to show this just in case the sound isn't working for whatever reason. At least you can see that. And those other three numbers, you can give those a call or text as well. But our main CARES Warm Line is 414-748-2592. So just to tell you a little bit about what we're doing here on Fridays. Wellness Friday. It's a way to wrap up our week. It's been a long week since the last time we saw each other. It's been a long week, and I'm sure everybody's week has been long. So now today we get to take some time, sit in nature, listen to the birds, take in some of that good medicine, and reflect. Some of us are walking in recovery, walking the Red Road. I've been on the Red Road for over 5 years. It'll be 6 years in October. And what has helped me is Wellbriety. There's their logo. This is one of my favorite sweatshirts. Is that what you call that? Sweatshirt? A zip-up hoodie? I don't know. That's from Wellbriety. And that was a big turning point for me in my life. So we talk a little bit about that. And we also are going to go on a little walk. We're going to go on a little nature walk. We're going to go down by the water. And we're going to pray. And I'm going to pray for you. And we'll lay some tobacco. So how about we do that? Let's take a walk. Can you guys hear the birds? And there's a dog. I can hear a dog too. And on our way to the water, I am going to show you around a little bit. We have a lot of growth out here, a lot of really beautiful green. I love it. I love being out here. And today I learned a lesson last week. Last week was just pretty wild with mosquitoes. Today, of course, probably because it's cooler, they're not out as much, but back here in the woods, it's usually pretty wild with mosquitoes. So today, I used tea tree oil, and we're doing good. So how about we take that walk? All right, so we're gonna turn the camera. There we go. I'm gonna grab my tobacco pouch. Got my tobacco pouch right here. And we are gonna take a little walk. And along the way, we're gonna listen to some of the birds that are here with us. And we're gonna look around. There's one pathway that we'll take a little bit later. See all that green, all that growth that's happened in 1 week's time. It's gotten even fuller since last week. Look at all that. And just imagine all the growth that is happening with you since last week. Let's think about that as we take our little walk to the water. All the growth. Do you hear that bird? He or she is singing to us. And they're way up in the tree. Up there somewhere. Look at that's beautiful. I love when the sun comes through. Aloha, Malia. Bonjour. All right. So all this growth, it's gotten even fuller, like I said, since last week. Now think about all the growth you have done in this past week. Let's take a little walk. Take a little walk to the creek. We've got some deer tracks here. Yep, we get a lot of deer back here. We have a couple raccoons that live back here somewhere. And we will not be trying to go find them. They're sleeping right now. But at about 8:15 every night, they come out and they eat by our bird feeder. And here's the creek that we always walk to. And what I'd like us to do is take a few moments to just observe nature and listen. Listen to all those blessings of nature. And I'm going to get some tobacco ready for us. I've got my tobacco here. And I'm going to pray. And I encourage you, relatives, to pray as well, so that your prayers go into that tobacco. If you have tobacco yourself, or however you pray, please do that now. We'll do that together. Buju Gichimanadu Shangwewe Kamigu Queen Indigenous Kaz. I pray for the two-legged, the four-legged, winged ones, plant nations, two-spirited, and all the animals. I pray for all of our relatives today. I pray that they are safe. I pray that they are having a good day, and if they aren't having a good day, I pray that you walk with them. Wrap yourself around our relatives. I pray that our ancestors come stand alongside us and lift us up. Keep us safe. I pray for all of the fire keepers who are a part of the Unity Fire Milwaukee. I pray for all of our relatives from all directions that visit the fire and who think about the fire and pray for that fire and pray for our communities. Pray for our elders, and I pray for our youth. Pray for our adolescents. I pray for our adults. I pray for our families. I pray that our weekend starts out in a good way. Miigwech Manadu for all these blessings, all these gifts that you show us, all these gifts that are around us. Miigwech Manadu. Pray for all of our relatives that are here with us. I pray for those beautiful songs that the winged ones are singing to us right now. Those are blessings. They're messengers. Miigwech Manadu, Miigwech Manadu, Miigwech Manadu. I pray for our water. I pray for Mother Earth. Miigwech Manadu, Miigwech Manadu, Miigwech Manadu. Relatives, I'd like us to just stand here and listen to all of these beautiful gifts that are around us. Hear the water. Hear the beautiful birds, those messengers that are singing to us right now. We'll just stay here for a few moments. As we're standing here, relatives, I can hear the wind. The wind is picking up. When I'm out here and I feel the wind, always reminds me of my ancestors. It always does. Always makes me think about how they're hearing my prayers, that they're coming over, say hi, let me know that they're here, and that they hear us, they hear our prayers. I believe that. It's beautiful out here. And we had a lot of really good visitors. A lot of great gifts that are out here. We started off with the meditation that talked about how our grandchildren come from the earth, our future generations come from the earth, and how it's intended that we are very respectful with Mother Earth and that we only take what we need. And if we are harvesting something from Earth, from Mother Earth, that we make an offering and that we say a prayer. That in that meditation, there were so many reminders in that. So many reminders about the beauty that is surrounding us and how gentle and respectful and loving we should be with Mother Earth. How we came from Mother Earth and how we'll go back to Mother Earth. And how our future generations, that's where they'll come from. Do you hear those birds? And we hear a few cars too. That's okay. I have something that I want to read. I have another book that I read through. It's called The Red Road to Wellbriety. And I mentioned earlier that my recovery, part of that has been Wellbriety. A big part of that has been Wellbriety. And I like to share things that I learn along the way. And I'm hoping that as I offer them to you, that they'll be helpful. Maybe you know somebody. Maybe you are the somebody. You know, relatives, I like to remind us that we may have someone who joins us, who's been walking the red road, who's been in recovery for years. And we might have somebody that joins us that has a couple months. And we also might have someone who has maybe just a couple days, a couple weeks, or maybe a couple hours. Or maybe, just maybe, they're just thinking about it. That's okay. Everybody's welcome here. This is a safe place. This is a safe space. We're learning from each other. I'm sharing some of what I know, and I know just a little bit. I'm just a little grasshopper, just learning. But I'm hoping that it'll be helpful. I'm hoping that you'll be able to take that in, take that into your heart and your spirit. Know that it comes from a place of love. So I truly believe that we are supposed to do everything with love, even the hard stuff. With love. So I want to read something. All right, let me get our page ready. And I'm going to turn my screen around so that you can see the book. So here's that book. I've read out of it a couple times as we've done these sessions. The Red Road to Wellbriety in the Native American Way. And because it's been so helpful for me, I like to share that. And I was reading one of the chapters, and it's just really fitting for the time that we're in right now. And so here's what it's called. It's up to you. So I'm going to read maybe just a couple paragraphs, I think, because we can always extend it next week. So it's up to you. Our culture was almost destroyed. For example, we enjoyed watching Western movies, like when John Wayne passes around the peace pipe and goes through Indian country. Peace pipe my foot. There is no such thing. There is the sacred pipe, but never a peace pipe where I come from. We brought in a Cowboys and Indians movie to our remote community. Let me restart that. We brought in a Cowboys and Indians movie to our remote community once and paid attention to our kids as they watched it. When it looked like the Indians were starting to win, the cavalry came riding over the hill and saved the wagon train. All our little Indian kids started to cheer. We decided we had better to teach our kids which side they are on. There are 4 directions and 4 colors. The white, the red, the yellow, and the black are living right here on Mother Earth. How come they can't live in harmony? We're saying we are Native people, so let's straighten out one another like we believe. When we go out in the bush, we don't see the cottonwood tree kicking over the fir tree. You don't see the spruce pushing over the willow and telling it to get out of here. They live in harmony with one another. We are supposed to be the smartest species on Mother Earth, so how come we can't do that? Our learning comes from our culture. Forgiveness is part of our traditions. One day when I was going out the door, late for work, I stumbled over a dog that was lying right on the doormat. I kicked him out of the way. I went back into the house to get the keys to my truck, and that dog was sitting there wagging his tail, looking up at me. He was telling me, "I forgive you for what you did to me." Some of us carry a grudge around for years and years. We forget that these little things that teach us are always right here. But we don't see what's behind everything. We don't see the teaching behind the little things. I thought that was really fitting for the time that we're in. I mentioned earlier that with the Unity Fire, how that's a place for all of us to go and to pray for our communities and for our health and wellness, for the safety of our communities. But it's true, we've been living in a time for a long time where it seems like communities have a hard time getting along. And the piece that was really speaking to me today is the forgiveness piece. And as we're walking in recovery, forgiveness is a big part of that. And forgiveness starting with yourself. We do have to be able to forgive ourselves. Forgive ourselves for whatever that is. Could be any number of things, right? I want you to know that it's okay to do that. It's okay to forgive yourself. In fact, it's encouraged for you to be gentle and kind with yourself. Life is not easy. It's not easy. There's days where it's hard. It's hard for everybody. Everybody has those days. And sometimes, when we're just getting started on our road to recovery, it can feel like it's really hard. It can feel like everything's crashing down. It can feel like happiness is just too far out of reach. I can't quite get it. I can't quite touch it. So if you're having a day like that, I want to encourage you to do something. I want to encourage you to take a seat. Maybe sit outside like we are today. And I want you to take a few deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Kind of like this. Do a couple of those. And then I encourage you to tell yourself, I love you. And I forgive you. And it's okay. It's okay to have a hard day, to have a bad day. The more times that you practice that, the more times that you practice just sitting and being gentle with yourself and doing some deep breathing, the more often you will find that those hard days don't seem as hard. And what I'm thinking about right now is how the reason that we do that we are gentle with ourselves and we forgive ourselves so that we can continue to heal on our journey of recovery, so that we can ensure that our future generations are going to be healed. And that they're going to live in a world that's different than what we have experienced. That their environment will be safe. That their environment will be loving and kind and respectful and inclusive. We do that now, today, for our future generations. All starting with being able to forgive ourselves and to be gentle with ourselves, so that we can heal ourselves, which will heal our future generations. It's all connected. All of it. It's all connected. I'm gonna look at the time to see. I think it's a good time for us to take another little walk, but we'll go down the other path and we'll see what we find over there. And just like we did last week, we spend some time around the fire. And I burnt some worries. We all have them. And if any of you have a worry that you'd like me to burn today around the fire, let me know about it. Let Xavier and I know. Oh, Gwen, you're so welcome. I'm so glad that you're here with us. So how about we do it? Should we go for a little walk? And I think that before we go up there, I'd like to smudge again for us. So I'm going to get that ready. You know, sometimes what we're going to find as we're sitting together and we're reflecting and we're talking about recovery, there's going to be moments that it feels kind of hard, and there's going to be moments where it starts to maybe pull up a few emotions, maybe even tears sometimes. And I want to let you know that that's okay. And that's actually a pretty beautiful thing. You know, those tears are really healing. It's part of your healing. It's a part of my healing. I encourage those tears. All right. So we are going to have some more smudge. So I think that would be really great for us right now. That smudge is for you, relatives. I hope you take that in. You hear the birds? They're singing to us. It smells beautiful out here. And it sounds beautiful. Oh, bonjour, Stacy. Miigwech for being here. So glad that you could join us. Here's some smudge for you. And relatives, if you have smudge at home, go ahead and join us. We could do it together. That's what Wellness Friday is all about, us being able to be together. We're going to sit together, we're going to talk about recovery, and we're going to have some reflection. You're very welcome, Stacy. We're going to go on a little walk. And we're going to get rid of some of our worries. So if you have a worry, relatives, let Xavier and I know by commenting. And we'll get rid of them together. How does that sound? Sound good? Because one thing that I am very, very much a believer in is that we don't have to walk with all those worries all the time. We don't have to hold it all here and here. We can let it go. So towards the end of our time together on Fridays, that's what we're going to do. We're going to practice being able to sit with some of that worry a little bit. And then we're going to write them down. But then once we put them on that paper, I'm going to burn them. And we're going to let those go. And that doesn't mean that everything all of a sudden is miraculously changed for the better. But what it does do is give us a little bit of peace of mind. Frees us a little bit from some of that. Because we don't have to carry it all the time. Oh. Stacy says, I caught your last session. Missed live, but I watched your session and I felt very mindful and peaceful after. I needed you, so thank you. Needed that. Good. Oh, I'm so glad. Miigwech, Stacy. You hear our birds, our messengers singing to us? I love that. It makes me smile. And my husband and children, they all got me some bird feeders a few Mother's Days ago. And ever since then, we've had so many birds that come visit us every day. And they all hang out here in the woods. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a gift. It's a beautiful gift. And it reminds me just how precious life is. Really is. So how about we go take a walk? I'm going to bring my tea with, and we are going to go take care of some of those worries together. I'm going to turn my screen around so that you can see where we're walking. We're headed down a path. Almost. We're almost there. All right. Let's take a walk. So this path was, I raked the path out, and then my sons helped me, and my husband helped me so that we could line it with just old tree, pieces of tree that fell down from storms. And we kind of went through, looked for ones that would fit, and now we have our little walking path. Ooh, you hear them? They're singing to us. They're singing us a song. And so we could go this way, and here we have a few rocks. We've been collecting rocks. We could go that way, but we could also go this way. So let's take a little walk this way. And I kind of like this shot because the way the sun hits the trees, and I just think it's beautiful. And here we have one big tree that broke in half. It's dying. But I was taught that even when the trees are dying, that there's still life in them, and they are giving life to the rest of the trees. So you just leave them be until they fall over. We're headed over to our fire. Ooh, there we go. There's our fire. I'm going to get myself situated. Here. And as we sit here, relatives, I'd like us to maybe take a few moments and just think about if we do have any worries. Aw, miigwech Malia. If you have any worries right now, relatives, you can either put them in the comments, or if you don't want to share your worry, that is perfectly fine. Just write them down on maybe a notebook or a loose leaf piece of paper, whatever you've got. And we're just going to sit with that for just a moment as we write them down. Then after we have them written down, we're going to figure out a way to get rid of them. Whether that is we're going to crumple it up and throw it in the garbage, or maybe it means we're going to rip it apart, just going to rip it to shreds. Or maybe we'll burn it and let it go. I found myself this week worrying again about my dad because my dad has been sick. And so I know it's okay to a space for that worry for a little while, but I don't want to keep carrying that. So that's going to be a worry that I burn today. Miigwech Malia. So let us know if you have a worry, relatives. Otherwise, I have my worry here, and I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to try to do it safely so I don't burn myself. There we go. I let that worry go. And when we come back here and sit by the fire, I also like to sing a couple songs, if you guys don't mind. And one day, when we're able to be closer together, I would love it if I had more musicians. So I don't know, maybe there's somebody even on here, like my hubby, maybe somebody like Malia Chow. We could be songs for everybody. Stacy, yeah. I understand what you're saying. So Stacy said it's very hard to let go of things that make us worry because it just sits there in the back of your mind, constant. Yeah. I'm going to turn my screen around, Stacy, so I can talk with you guys. Yeah, thank you for saying that, Miigwech. You're right. It is hard sometimes, right? Can be very difficult. And that's one of the reasons why I love the idea of taking something like this. So this is just a Post-it. It's a little pad of Post-it notes. And if we're having something that we're thinking about, that we're having trouble letting go of, or maybe it's something that we haven't been able to stop thinking about for a while, journaling is amazing for that. And journaling could look like this. It could look like this little pad of paper. It could look like a notebook. Yeah, I know. Right, talking away the worry. That's hard too. I'm a big believer in if we write it down, it leaves this place. It's like, do you ever have those moments where you're kind of stressed about something, maybe a little worried about it, and then it stays there and it kind of keeps doing this? And it's like, it's almost like it's on a hamster wheel. Like, keep thinking about it and keep thinking about it and keep thinking about it. I've had those moments. And what has helped me is a couple things. A couple things that have helped me through that is deep breathing. And Malia talks about deep breathing every day, Monday through Friday, actually, on her R&Rs that she does. Deep breathing is huge. Helps regulate us, regulate our breathing, regulate our heart rate. Journaling has helped me because I no longer have to just continuously think about whatever that worry was or that problem I was having or that stress, because I've literally put it down on paper. I've taken the time to grab my notebook, to put it in front of me, to grab my pen, and to write out everything and anything that's coming to mind, whatever that is. Getting it out of here and onto some paper. It does help. It actually does work. And it may take some time and some practice. The third thing that I wanted to mention that has been helpful is practicing while I'm deep breathing, practicing being able to just sit with whatever that feeling is. Having what's called, I don't know if you might have heard this before, but having radical acceptance. Being okay with how I'm feeling. Being gentle with myself and saying, it's actually okay that I'm not okay. It's actually okay that I'm feeling off right now. It's okay that I'm feeling sad or anxious. It's okay that I'm worried. That's how I feel. Those things are all okay. So 3 things. 1, deep breathing. Super amazing. 2, journaling. Here, putting it onto something like this. And 3, radical acceptance. Being okay with however it is that I feel. Stacy, miigwech for sharing. I want you to know that every time that you or any of our relatives may give a comment, they share a little bit, that's not only healing for yourself, it's healing for all of us. So we're all learning. And we need each other. You're helping all of us. So miigwech, thank you. Stacy said, Jamie, yes, Jamie, you're right. Writing does help until it returns. Then I have to snap out of it and breathe again. Thank you. I will try journaling again. And you know what else, Stacy? You know, you're right that sometimes just writing it down is not necessarily working, right? There's days like that where it's like, man, why won't it just go away? Why doesn't it stop? Totally valid. You're absolutely right. Sometimes that does happen. I want you to know that you're not alone, that does happen to many of us. And I also want you to know that there are people out here, such as our CARES counselors, who are ready and waiting for you, and that they will listen and talk with you and walk with you. So if you're having a moment or a day, or if any of us are, any of our relatives, or if we know somebody who is, call our CARES Warm Line. Our CARES Warm Line is for that. If we're just not sure, we're just having a hard time and looking for another resource or maybe another tool that we can put into our own toolbox on how to help ourselves get through hard times, call us up, 414-748-2592. I'm laughing because my family is getting together some music for me so that I can sing. And I think we're having a couple issues. See? Radical acceptance. It's not exactly working out as it was intended, and that's okay. Because I'm accepting whatever happens, happens. It's all good. So today is Wellness Friday. I love it. The laughing. That makes me smile. Thank you guys. uh. So I think I'm ready to sing a song. Yep, I'm ready. Okay. All right, so let's see. I was thinking of... You're still laughing. I think I'm ready. All right. And if you guys know this one, sing with me. This is still not, but that's okay. Oh, pirates, yes, they rob I. Sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song, redemption song. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Oh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song, redemption song, redemption song. Uh-oh. See, Malia, if you were here, you could play the guitar for me. And then we wouldn't have to worry about internet access. But that's okay. 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. I have one more song for you that I'm going to sing a cappella. Stacy. So we're going to work that out. We're going to figure that out, Malia, so we can all play some music together and sing for our relatives. I hope you all are doing okay. I hope that you had a few moments of peace. I hope that you continue to be gentle with yourself. And I hope that you'll join us again next week, Friday, for Wellness Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And don't forget, use some of those tools that we talked about: deep breathing, journaling, radical acceptance, our culture, sitting in nature, listening and watching the beautiful gifts that we have around us, all the time. So this last song that I'm going to do, I love to close out our sessions together with this one. It's called Follow. And it's by a musician by the name of, a singer-songwriter by the name of Brandi Carlile. She's amazing, and I love her work. And I love the lyrics to this song. So this one is for all of you. Follow your heart and see where it might take you. Don't let the world outside there break you. They know not who you are inside. They've never felt your pain. Don't ever let them cry. Hold on. I know you feel it getting cold out. Without the blanket for your soul now. Before you know it, you'll be frozen. And you have to see this through. There's no one here but you. I feel the rain coming down. Reminds me of who I used to be. But now that's nothing more than a memory. Don't go to sleep or cry, because tomorrow, well, if you let it, it will swallow you up, and none of this will matter. Will matter anymore. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. I feel the rain coming down. It reminds me of who I used to be. But now that's nothing more than a memory. Follow your heart and see where it might take you. Don't let the world outside there break you. They know not who you are inside. They've never felt your pain. Don't ever let them crack your shell. Miigwech, everyone. Relatives, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of peace. Have a really wonderful weekend. So glad that you joined us today. Xavier, miigwech for moderating. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Giga Wabaman. And peace.